Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I'm Vikova, you can call me V, and today I am going to be playing some more Blueprints. And I started a little early so that we can have hopefully a larger and more fruitful stream today. I'm really excited to get back into it. Hello and welcome to Clyde and Macaron. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm not just completely alone. This is the problem with starting early, with very little warning. Moonglow, hello! Des, welcome! We're not alone, Clyde and Macaron. Des is here. So, yeah, we're getting back into it. I cannot for the life of me find the letter from room 46 that tells us about the sanctum keys. But I am really bad at looking up the screenshots in the spreadsheet. Because I'm just thinking I want to start looking specifically for the keys. So I might need to get back into room 46 so that I can write down the information myself and take it from there. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, how are you doing today, everyone? It's lovely to have you here. I feel like we have so many notes on things that we just have no idea. They're obviously a clue to something, but we just have no idea what. So we're just gonna explore around and see what happens today. I might head down and open room 46 as well. Des says we're very tired, but other than that, we're okay. Clyde and Macaron says tired, but doing okay. Okay, it's a sleepy day, I take it. It's a sleepy day. This is 29 allowance. 20! Oh, yeah, 29 allowance. That is pretty great. Oh, we've got our berries! Our berry blessing that'll let us choose a random room. You know what? What I'm going to do today is we're going to go schoolhouse run. I'm going to try and draft all 8 classrooms. Because drafting 8 classrooms, I feel, could be very, very helpful. And giving us some tips to things that we just don't know about yet. I'm a big fan of, we need to get more information to understand what we're going to be doing. And I think the schoolhouse is one of the ways we can do that. And with our berry blessing for the next, how many days? 5 days. Whenever we're not happy with the room choices, we can get a random rare room. And just hope that, that kind of works out in our favor. I think that's a really good blessing. Oh, our boat is still over the other side. You really have to track where you put this flipping boat. Okay, well, I'm not doing that right now. But if we get to the foundation, we can get down anyway. So, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not upset. I'm fine with this. Must remember to reset my boat. Okay. Quirrell, hello! I was saying we're doing a schoolhouse run today. And also I was saying that I do not know where to find the letter from room 46 that tells us where the sanctum keys are. And I'm thinking I need to go back in there so that I can try that again. And take my own records of it, because I just can't find it. A gallery takes us in the direction that we want. Will give us some gems. Okay. Don't really care about the room 8 key, but we'll take that as well. Rowan, hello! Rowan says, I thought we weren't starting early today. I'm sorry I started early. I only said about an hour ago. I was like, what if I start early? So no one had any warning. It is schoolhouse run day, so I am going to take classroom. Rowan, do you have the screenshot from room 46's letter about the sanctum keys? Okay, grade 1 we have done before. So I'm just going to keep moving. A chapel would be fantastic. Oh, we can redraw because there's a drafting room. But a chapel will be really good here, so I'll take a chapel anyway. To get eight classrooms is going to be... I was going to say it's going to be really tough, but... that's not a good place for it. I'll take a spare terrace here for now. Ron says, I'll find it in a bit, still in bed. Don't worry about it. I'm going to try and get back into the room. Anyway. This is an apple a day keeps the teacher away. Oh, wait. Okay, we've got a den. That's just, we just pick up a gem. We could use some keys is what we could really use. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's a good spot for a classroom. Second classroom. We've done second classroom before. Yep. That's fine. I'm going to take a storeroom here. Get some keys. Get some resources. I'm going to head back down. And try and fill out down there a bit more. I'll take us up. I don't want that right now. Oh. Anyway. It's pretty exciting to be back in the game. I'm really raring to go with this right now. I feel like there is still so much for us to find and do, and I want to find and do it all. I'll take a corridor there. Come on, conservatory. No conservatory. I'll take a bedroom for the corner. Anything nice for me in here? No. These are all dead ends, so I'm gonna pick a wild berry. It's given us a music room. Prism key, sure. And a normal key. Okay, we're a lot better equipped now. So that's good. Spending a lot of steps in the lower ranks at the moment, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I mean, we have a lot of steps when we get our lunch at the dinner hall, so I think things will be okay. Alright. Next level. A parlor would be fine here. Cross, just so you know, we've got a bad case of brain fog today, so the Q&S will be mostly unavailable. Totally understood. I'm sorry you've got brain fog. That's not what you need on any day. Coin purse. That's nice. Alright, everyone. You know the drill. At least one is telling the truth. At least one is lying. Only one contains the gems. Rowan's in bed and Quirrell has brain fog, so I think this might be up to me, Des, and Clyde and Macarin. Oh no. We can do this. We can do this. The gems are in the black box. The gems are not in this box. The statements on the other two boxes are true. If you were true, you would all be true. If you were true, they would all be true, because this says they're in the black box, and this says they're not in this box. So you can't be true. You're a liar. The gems are in the black box. Could be true. The gems are not in this box. These would both then... But then if they were both true, then black... So these both can't be true. Only one of these can be true. I think the only thing that gives us an answer that is different is if this is lying and the gems are not in the black box, and the gems are not in this box, and they must be in the blue box. I think. Because if the gems are in the black box, that would also be true, which would make that true. Blue is false, white is true, so the gems are in black, yes? That's what I thought too, Quirrell. Okay, Quirrell says that means the gems are in blue. I did it! I worked it out! Wait, let's find out if we've actually worked this out. We did it! Great work, team! Alright, okay, I'm getting better at these. I do feel like I'm being trained, and it has been so helpful having people who are good at these puzzles, like Rowan and Quirrell, actually, like, when I have no idea, them not just telling me it, but explaining why has made a huge difference. So I think I'm really pleased about that. Cross says that was a nice moderate difficulty one. Yeah, it didn't, like, make me want to cry. I could actually comprehend that. Oh, when you have exactly 2 hallways when drafting this room, double your keys. I do have exactly 2. No, I don't. I have 1 hallway. I don't want that yet. I could put a normal hallway here. Reading nook I don't want there. I'll take a hallway. What I want is more classrooms. I feel like we're filling up a lot of ranks without classrooms, which I'm not super excited about. I need the classrooms. There we go. Carl says it had one nice clear contradiction you could see at the start. Yeah, but to begin with, I wasn't able to do that. So it's really, I feel like I'm growing. We have done this one. Rank 3. Or the third classroom. We'll keep going. I can redraft because this is a classroom. Redraw 4 times because I have so many drafted rooms. That's good. Like, give me another classroom. Oh, coat check. I don't have anything in it. I could put a library here, but I feel like that's just going to be wasting spaces I want to spend on classrooms. Give me a classroom. Yes. This is new. This is new. We have not done grade 4. We have not done grade 4. Okay, new room, everybody. Okay. Oh, this is a map. Reddington and Mount Holly, Finn Ares, the Royal Museum, Horus Araja. Okay. A red castle is in Fen. They've got a statue pointed to Colossus Orinda. That's interesting. There's like a gate, I guess. Oh, my mouse! I have a terrible mouse. I'm sorry. In Oris. Mountains for Mount Holly. And then there's like a tower, a different kind of tower, like a watchtower almost. An unlabeled location up here by the rivers. Doctor, hello! Yes, sorry, I last minute was like, I'm gonna treat myself to starting early, and then absolutely nobody knew that I was doing that. Welcome, welcome. Doctor says I have an ergonomic mouse that is quite tall. Sometimes when I'm in meetings, I just gesticulate and blast it across the room. Oh no. Des says this may be important for that realms puzzle. I agree. Okay. Let's see how this helps us with what we're doing in here. So, identify each realm on the map below. This will definitely help us. This is a C-. Let's find one with a higher grade. I hope this isn't a political statement. Because it's not even telling it, like, ticking or minusing the ones that are incorrect. Okay, 4 out of 7 on this one. Another C-. 5 out of 7 is a B-. Another B-. Okay. This one doesn't even say how many, but it's a C-, so that must be 4 out of 7 again. Now, only 6 locations are labeled here. On this map. Korarika, Morajai like the puzzle boxes. Vera. The North Circle. The Sacred Circle? It lets me click this and zoom in on it. There's something going on here. A spiral of stars. Orsphere. We know the name of the world. Orsphere. Oh yeah. 3rd era. It has a lot of cult-like symbology around the outside. There's the arrows, which are also on one of the flags. Like a journey there, maybe. It's beautiful artwork for sure. Coral says, I hope someone's getting screenshots because this is good stuff. Well, I can't take screenshots during the stream. Or not without a lot of problems. And this is different. This is Etsphere. Hang on. Orsphere 3rd era. And we're looking at Moraven, Korarika, Vera, Morajai. This is the side we should be looking at. The Etsphere 3rd era. Orindia, Arch Ares, Orinda Ares, Nuance. Okay, Araja, Arch Ares, Orinda Ares. Okay, hang on. It's the Western and Eastern Hemispheres, yeah. I need to find where I've been writing... about their locations. Alright. Orinda Ares is the middle province. Arch Ares is the northern province. Araja is the southern, yeah. Nuance is western. Okay. I don't know what all these symbols around the outside mean. All the stuff about the planets. All the stuff about the isles. This is interesting. Okay. Identify each realm on the map below, and we have to get 7. But it's like a different projection. Well, this is the western... This is the Etsphere, right? So this is Nuance, this is Araja, this is Orinda Ares, and this is Fen Ares? Arch Ares. Yeah. Okay. And then on the Orsphere, Korarika, Morajai, and Vera. Korarika, Morajai, and Vera. Oh, I really want like a screenshot of this and then to scribble on it. I might do some faffing right now. Everybody hang on. I'm not going to be able to see chat. I don't know how well this is going to work. I hope nothing breaks. Oh. And then I don't even know if I can put it in the spreadsheet. This is a huge waste of my limited time, but I think it would be really useful to have this all filled in since I've worked out what everything is, right? Oh, but I can't like look at the screen while I'm doing it. This is going to be a whole annoying thing. Okay. Okay, I managed to take just the one. That's good. Korarika. Okay, I'm using a terrible font. Okay. Where's the game? Morajai and Vera. Oh, nope. Okay. Nuance. Nope. Arch. Ares. Orinda Ares, which is now Fen Ares, right? Orinda Ares is now Fen Ares. And down here is Araja. Okay. I'm going to flatten this image, copy it, and see if I can put it into the screenshots. Rowan, you got a screenshot? Oh no! Where should I put the one I put where I put all the names on it? Which part of the spreadsheet? Oh, Eldritch Lesbian, hello! A282 on screenshots. Okay. Thank you so much, Rowan. I didn't want to bother you while you're getting up. A282. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can have that filled in. So. Okay. Okay. That is in. Okay, now I need to reset up all my setup that is all in the wrong places. But nothing is broken yet. Oh. Nothing is broken yet, so that's good. Okay. Okay, we're back in the game. Alge Lesbian says, I'm so sleepy, I'm not even 2 hours past my sleeping time like normal. You're always up so late, Eldritch Lesbian. Oh. Ron says, I just sat down in time to grab the main map and the geography worksheet. Oh, I'm glad you got that. That's so good. Okay. Well, we have two main maps and the geography worksheet. So if there's anything in here you think I should grab, I will get it. Because this is the Etsphere, which is kind of the countries we've been dealing with so far. But then there is also the Ore Sphere here, which is the other hemisphere. I'm waiting. Aldrich says, I've literally been considering changing my sleep schedule because I'm so evidently bad at this one. Oh. You got the second one too? Okay. And then this also appears to have different information. It's giving us symbols of a colossus and like all these different symbols for like different things we can find. So that might be good to get as well. And then I'm going to wander off. I think schoolroom day so far is going well, which is very exciting. I'm hoping we can get all the way up to the 8th schoolroom today. I'm going to do what it takes to make it happen. You got it? Rowan, you are the best. Thank you so much. I will use one of my keys so that we can continue. I can redraw, and I shall. My only goal, real goal today is classrooms. Oh, an attic would be really useful, but no, we don't have enough doors. Oh, classroom will end our run though. I'll take a workshop here. And we'll go from there. We have a new workshop letter, which is A. Okay. Finding my workshop letters. A. We already had an A. I'm wondering whether it matters if we redo them, or if we were supposed to do something with only the letters we had. We'll see. Let's see. I don't think coin purse and broken lever, no, they don't do anything. So we won't worry about that. I would like a courtyard. Aldrich says, also, when I'm listening to the old streams in the background, I did not realize how complex this game is. Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on with this game, for sure. I can see how just, like, kind of half paying attention you wouldn't realize, but it's a coils within coils sort of puzzle game. It just keeps getting bigger. There's not, like, a shovel in the dirt that I'm missing. No. Okay. I don't need her ladyship's chamber, so I shan't take it. Although she does have a diary that we haven't opened yet. I will take the indoor nursery and see if it has a bunch of gems in it, to be honest. Oh, but I might... No, I'll take it. I'll take it. No. So only newly drafted things will count for flowers. That's fine, and it has no items for us today, which is a shame. Aldous says, I thought it was just about a weird house. I mean, it is and it isn't, you know? It's red gems. A library will not work here because they will... No, a library will work here, I think? Libraries draft the other direction, right? I think this works. No, they draft the wrong way. I do have exactly 2 hallways, but this is gonna end quite a lot for us. I'm going to take a wild berry and see what we get. That's our second wild berry of the day. Oh, a rotunda. That's so good. Okay. I wonder if the wind-up key opens her ladyship's diary? It could. It looked like a traditional key slot, but... I mean, we don't really know. Okay, I think that's the only doors we can get, so... Let's get them. Ugh. We can rotate. Let's not forget that. Ballroom sets our gems to 2, which I don't want to do. Gym, I lose 2 steps. It's not very useful. I can rotate the gym, though. Okay, the gym becomes much more useful, and I just lose 2 steps. That seems fine to me. Just check there's nothing like sitting on a bench or anything, because I'm often missing steps I could take in the gym. I definitely don't want to use my prism key here and get another red room. Library. I'll take the lab. Any items? No. Alright, let's get an experiment going, everyone. So, the next 3 times you open a locked trunk, each time you find some trash while digging, or whenever you draft an archived floor plan, add 3 aquariums to the draft pool, gain 1 star, or add a small chest to the entrance hall. We do have Bonk. We do have Sledgehammer. So, opening locked trunks could happen on quite a lot, but we haven't seen any yet, and it's the next 3 times you open them. So that's quite a lot to have to get. But we would have to take archives and have archived floor plans to use archive floor plans, and we don't have a shovel. So I think the trunk is the best option for us this time. Gain a star, shall we say? Stars are always good. I'm going to take this. I don't think there's anything that good, and a star is permanent, so... It's the stars! Exactly. They're sparkly and good. Okay, it's another classroom, and it's going in the right direction. I'm glad we have so many gems. This is working out well. Okay, grade 5 classroom. Look at all this. Okay. It's art class. They're drawing the pictures that we see on the walls. This is really cute. Okay. I'll take the apple. Coral says, oh dear. Art prompt directions: draw 2 things that share all but 1 letter of their name. Okay, well then this is probably not going to be that useful to us. Sometimes it feels like that was a clue we were supposed to get a lot later. Okay, we have acorn and corn. What would this be? Robot. And... Root! That's cool. Tooth and two, spelling incorrect F. Okay, that was Josh. This was Laura A. Gregory. Okay. This does feel like something we caught early by accident. Yeah, doesn't it? All right. We have redraws. And I will take them. I do kind of need a corner here. I think if I get something pointing the right way, I should just take it. I still have 6 redraws. Wow. This is not a terrible place for a dining room. If you've reached rank 5 of a lunchbox, which we can take right now, I will take it. Oh, but we have so many redraws. I won't take it. Aquarium. Yes. Of course, I like how each student gets the letter grade for the different letter in their work. Yeah. It's fun. Okay, compass. I guess compass is fine. I'm not usually pleased to have compass, but we won't be able to choose what we get out of dark room. But I don't want to take a wild berry, our last wild berry yet, so I'm gonna just go ahead and carry on. That could be a schoolroom. It's got 1 gem. Oh, it's the boiler room. Okay. I'm running out of keys. Classroom. Yes, good. Grade 6 classroom. Ooh. I could do something with this projector, I think. Next slide. Hang on, let's have a look at what everything is before I start messing with the slides. History worksheet multiple choice. Who was the first crowned ruler of Fen Ares? Which city in Fen Ares is named after a historical figure? How many sons did the 4th king of Arindia have? How long did the War of the 5th Era last? Which realm did not ally with Fen Ares during the war? What flag was forbidden to be flown at Falstaff after the war? Okay. History is penned by the victors. Yes, we've seen a lot of that. The black flag of Arinda Ares. The red flag of Fen Ares. Okay. Let's have a look at these. 4 out of 6, 67%. This is the one that's wrong. The first crowned ruler of Fen Ares was Prince Listen? Or was it Desolate? Oh no. I think it was Listen? It's dark because we have a projector that we're going to flip through the slides of. 4 out of 6. How many sons did the 4th king of Rindia have? 60 and 6? That's definitely not right. Hang on. %. Okay. Let's have a look at the slides. At the moment, there's not really anything. Okay. This is the war. They talked in the history book about the many dead. I guess the coronation. They're breaking up the railways. Yeah, okay, because there used to be trains. But Fen Ares isn't about trains, or Rinda Ares was. Okay. It's a palace. I know it has an airship. That's a kind of travel. And this must be Fen Ares because it's all red. Okay. Des says these pictures are neat. They are. This is quite fun. Alright, let's see what we can work out on these sheets. You have 4 out of 6 right. Only 2 are wrong. I think Nuance didn't ally with Fen Ares during the war. Who was peaceful? We had it in the book. I don't think I wrote any of that down. 6 is Black Flag. Yes, that's correct. I think it was 2 sons of Arindia. I don't know how long the War of the Fifth Era lasted. We have the book that tells us all of this. This is also 4 out of 6. I think 1, 2, 3, and 4 are right. So I think this is right. And I think no. It couldn't have been Teskin. 5 is probably 2. Everyone picked that but 1. Yeah. Well, 5 is B. Araja, you mean? We've had a couple 22 years. Ron says your teacher's supposed to mark which ones you got wrong. These teachers are bad at grading. Absolutely. This is annoying. 3 out of 6. Okay. Well, let's get a screenshot of the unfilled in sheet. And I might move on now. Because we can match this up with the book that we already have screenshots of. You got them all? Okay. Because if we can match those up at some point if we want to take a minute. Because we have the history book that tells us. Oh no. My last key. Redraws. 9 redraws. All the classrooms are giving us an incredible amount of redraws. This was 6, so we only have 2 left to get. A drawing room would not be terrible, but a classroom would be pretty sweet. Security is also very good, but a classroom... Oh, it's a dining room. I'd rank 7. Why did the music stop? But the music stopped very suddenly. Dovecote, I can redraw. Sorry, I can rotate. I'll take a passageway. Okay. An observatory. We'll use our last gem. I will take a wine cellar and get 3 gems. I do feel like maybe there's something else going on in this wine cellar, but I don't know what. Little cracked walls. I don't know. All right. I don't think I can take that. I'll pick a wild berry. Cloister is really good. Okay, I can't do any. Don't get anything, do I? No. Can't dig. Can't go up. Oh, my stream alarm just warning me. Anyway. Oh, I can go up. We need 2 more classrooms. Oh, dang. That's annoying. That's annoying. Maybe going classroom only has had some downsides. Who could have imagined? Cloister again? Yeah. Okay. Kroll says, yeah, you wouldn't want to miss the start of the stream. Exactly, exactly. Okay. Fine. What? You're supposed to send me into the room. Oh, because there's already a room there. I don't get the... I see. Okay, well... This was just a big creepy mistake. Oh, I have to place them all again. But it wouldn't place a room there anyway because the door is... Okay, yeah. I'm just going to leave this. This is a disappointment. I shouldn't have used it. I should have just left it empty. I cannot use either of those doors. Which doors can I use? I need to walk a long way back round to gym. Alright, let's begin. This has like stairs above it, which is really curious, actually. I've only really just seen that. Okay. Weather room. Dark room. I really, really hope that we manage to get all 8 rooms today. Lab gym. Now would be a good time for a dining room. Locked. No! I think this run is over. No keys. No rooms I can open. We cannot get to the foundation because the boat is on the wrong side. So unfortunately, we've got up to rank 6 in the rooms, but it was not enough room. So we'll have to wait for the next schoolroom run. If anyone has any... thinks I've forgotten something that would allow us to continue, please do say. But otherwise, I think I'm gonna call it here and we'll start the next run. Yeah. The other rotunda door is locked. I've tried all the remaining doors and they are locked. This door here? Locked. We don't have any keys. Okay, so you want to get back into classroom... grade 4 classroom. Which is 2 east and 1 south from... Okay. This one. Okay, we can just go that way. Rose, we're working on the history worksheet. You are awesome. That's great. This is grade 5. Okay, this is not the right one. I've gotten... You wanted grade 4. You just have the wrong number. Okay. I'll go back into Rotunda. We'll wander around. The one before this should be the one we need. We might not have the steps, actually. You want to see the letter difference pictures on the board and see if they have a message? Girls will just forget it. I don't care that much. We might have the steps. I think we have the steps. It's the end of the run. We might as well. Here's grade 4. From my understanding, so all of these do have these, but this is just for the normal rooms. Did you think this was the art room? I think this might be incorrect. You worked out the history worksheets? That's great. Oh, thank you. Five was right and you had the wrong number? Oh, then I've messed up badly and I don't think we can get back in. I'm sorry. I missed that. I'm really sorry. I missed that specific message and that was very important. Well, do I have the steps? I don't think I do. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't have the steps. We're gonna call it a day here. Oh. A garden schoolhouse. I'm just glad that when they attach garden to whatever it says because of my lovely green rooms. Ron says we do need another classroom run to get 7 and 8 anyway. It's true. We absolutely do. And if classroom comes up again, right now, I'm doing it. I'll do it again immediately. That was a real shame. I think I was going too hard for classrooms. And that's why we didn't have the resources that we needed. But it's really tough because fitting in 8 rooms that don't give you resources is very tough. And you kind of, they're only useful in certain places because they only have the one door and it's on a corner. But, well, let's see what this run becomes. Our boat is on the wrong side, so I cannot open room 46 from here. Des says, but they give knowledge. It's true, and that's why it's so important that we get to the higher ranks. But we're just the higher grades, but we're just not there. I'm really happy with our current blessing, and we cannot get another one. I'll take a tool shed out of these. I guess I could pick a wild berry and get a rare outside room. I'll just take a tool shed. Bonk. We love bonk. Wrench. Oh, we can make gear rooms. We can adjust their rarity. That is so useful. I love that. I'd quite like to make workshop more common. Ron really liked the wild berry idea. Well, we have another couple days, so I could do it tomorrow. It's worked out. It's worked out. I think we've had every outside room we can get, so... hallway is great here. Take a key. Conservatory? No. If I pick a wild berry, will it put conservatory here? Because that would be pretty sweet. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a little risk. No, it's put a trophy room here. A free trophy room, though. That's a lot of gems. Okay. Currently, our trophy room, we have The inheritance trophy for reaching room 46, and I think nothing else? No, one more. Room 8. The room 8 trophy. Okay. And I think we can't do anything with any of these. Like a little secret, like a secret something would be great. No. You just have all these garish taxidermies for no reason, huh? Okay. Alright. Well, that's a lot of gems, which is a good start. Rowan says, my computer is like, pick your screenshots. That is too many screenshots. Put some screenshots back. You still have too many about the spreadsheet now. Oh no. Is it time to start a secondary spreadsheet? This is getting silly. A reading nook here doesn't sound so bad, actually. A library will give us a nice rare room. Do we have anything we particularly want to... Is there anything we particularly want to borrow? We've done the History of Orindia First Edition. We've done a new clue. We've done Realm in Rune, the complete Realm in Rune. But if there's anything that we want again... Rowan says, I fear starting another spreadsheet. Maybe I'll delete some of the worksheets that we've worked out. Yeah, maybe. I'm sure there's screenshots we can get rid of too, but I realize that's a big undertaking. Are there any books left to buy? Lots. There are lots of books left to buy. I'll leave this blank. And hopefully we'll get a bookshop. We do have a bookshop. It's really rather cut off this side of the house, but I'll take it. We probably aren't going to want to buy anything until we get our chapel. So that we have more money. What I really want is the Curse of Blackbridge. I really think Curse of Blackbridge is going to help us a lot. But the drafting strategies we should get as well. Because the grotto is Blackbridge Grotto. Okay. Let's see what we can do. I think a den would be better here. It's a good place for a commissary. I'd be happy to spend some of this money knowing we've got more coming. For instance, on a magnifying glass and a shovel. I think that's very good. So we have bonk and shovel, just like nature intended. Chapel here is very good. We'll get the money. We can go back to the bookshop. Is that enough? I think I need one more coin. Am I right? It was like 50 that I need? Was it 50 or 40 that I needed for a Blackbridge Grotto? You think curse is 40? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and get it. It is the Curse of Blackbridge. Huge. Now we can go in here and we can order it for our next library. The Curse of Blackbridge by Redford Ewing. Okay. Next library, we get a new book, everyone. It's a big deal. I'd also say I feel like we're very well equipped on items right now. I'm very happy with the items that we have. I feel like we're going to be able to do some good stuff with all this. Yeah, I think I'll take a drawing room here. We get our gem back. This is the chair that is special. But we don't know the significance of that yet. that everyone has been drawn in this chair. I don't really want dead ends here right now. Yeah, security would be good. Oh, we can adjust securities. What is security right now? Standard. Well, that's fine. Rowan says drafting strategies are the only books left at bookshops, so probably no new lore from there. I mean, it might be useful. We might find out something very useful for drafting rooms. So we'll see. We will get them. But they definitely don't feel as important. Security level low. Offline mode. Unlocked. Okay. Okay. Good. Oh, the rumpus room. I will take a rumpus room. Alright, we're gonna have a vision from the Great Alzara. It's probably gonna be the same as the last one we had. Because we had the last one just at the end of last stream. Not much has changed, I wouldn't think. But let's find out, right?
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin.
Hello, the Great Alzara.
You find yourself face to face.
Gross as the Great Alzara wouldn't do that to us. The Great Alzara has done it before.
And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Yes, please. That's different.
Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard.
That's a king. It's sort of framed like Orinda, but it's a man.
You will find yourself one day wandering these paths, walking in the footsteps of the past, wandering
Is that like a mausoleum?
and waiting.
Oh my gosh, we can see ourselves?
Searching for a shadow that will
This is
never
a train
be
station.
cast. Longing for the day to
Maybe in
end,
Reddington?
the hours to pass.
12:15.
What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alice.
Alright, that was new. Maybe once you hit room 46, you just get a lot of new stuff every time.
I will have nothing more to
Hello, Jabal, welcome. Okay, that was all new. I feel like we saw like a mausoleum with a statue of a king, similarly styled and posed to the statue of Orindia, the royalty paragon, but it was actually like a man, probably maybe the King Oris. That could easily have been related to our family, because I feel like we must be related to the original royal family. Jabal says, the one big Alzara thing that annoys me is that you can't replay his past utterances. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Quirrell called it. He absolutely did not disappoint us, the Great Alzara. Des says, Orindia Transmask lore. I love it. Ron says, I wonder if that's General Teskin, the first king of Fen. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out. This is a good room to have here, even though it loses steps. I'm going to take it. I'd really like to do some more workshop stuff. Greater chance of finding green rooms. Items in green rooms. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. I'd really like my spare one of these. Oh, I can dig. Conservatory? That'd be pretty sweet. No? I'm gonna pick a wild berry. Give me a conservatory. A laundry room. Okay. This is where you it's a tomorrow room, right? It doesn't say it's a tomorrow room. It's not a tomorrow room. So this is where you can turn various currencies into other ones. We can turn gems into coins, keys into gems, or keys into money for 10. And exchanges all of them. Well, I don't want to do any of that. The thing I'm usually short of is keys, which that does not give me any more of. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. A Westwing Hall would be really good here. Alright. Let's carry along this way. Alright. There's something going on in the kennel, but we just don't know what yet. Hello. You're a different petable dog than last time, I think. Scritch is for the good dog. Hello. Hello. Oh, hello. Yeah, different dogs want petting. Different times you draft the room. Okay. It's the same symbol we had before. Picture we had before. C-A-T. I still don't know what to make of any of this. Hello, more pets. More pets. The history worksheet has info that wasn't in the book. That is big news. Thank you so much, Rowan. Okay. Don't really want to be using... these are all dead ends, and I'm not a fan of that. I'll take... I could take my last wild berry. I will. A showroom. Okay, well, we don't have the money to buy anything in here, I don't think. We don't. We could get the moon pendant with 2 items in your inventory, and if we get a few more coins. But we do have a good door from it. This is a good time for a lab. Oh, our lab is already commonplace. That seems fine. Items? No. When you draft a hallway from another hallway, each time you unlock or bypass a security door, or whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance, add a small chest to the entrance hall, or gain 1 star. I'd like to add even more to my allowance. Spend 2 or more gems? I feel like that's going to happen quite a lot. We could look at trying to put utility closet down. We could do this, because once we do that, we'll do it a lot. What do you think? 2 gems? Rowan says 2 gems, 1 gold. Alright, let's do it. Okay. I do spend a lot of gems. Ugh, no, no, no! I can't run out of keys again. I can't! I won't! Workshop. Okay, I want workshop to be standard. I would like to see it a lot more than I do. New letter H? Is that a new letter? I think that's genuinely a new one. So the A we got was not necessarily copying. T-E-S-A-L-R-A-H so far. But obviously we've missed some. Okay. Okay. We need an unknown extra item to combine with both of these in the battery pack. Yeah. Nothing we can make today. I don't know if I really want to be going up right now. An aquarium is good, though. What I really need is keys. Dig up a key? What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Didn't it sound like maybe we could hear... Huh? An animal? There was a... Oh, there's a key. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's 2 keys. It was like dogs barking, but we're really far from the kennels. Oh, it's because I dug. It's because I dug. It unlocks. I bet that's what happens when... Because if you get the kennels, every time you dig, it unlocks all the doors in a room. I bet that's the sound of all the doors unlocking, is the dogs barking. Oh, that scared me. That scared me. I did kind of feel like a fish made the sound, Clyde. I did kind of feel that way, and I was uncomfortable. That's spending 2 gems. We'll get 1 back. I will do it. I think I need to come back down, though. My allowance has been raised. 30. Alright, let me see if I can spread some stuff. Run payroll. No. Yes, do run payroll. Checks placed in the staff member rooms. Currently on the estate, so we don't want to do that. I don't have any of those. Spread gold in the estate. Coins withdrawn from the staff incentives programs. Spread and rooms. Number of rooms currently active. Sure, let's have some gold. Okay. I think I kind of want to head back down and fill in some of the rooms. Oh, my steps are quite low, though. Maybe I should... This has good doors. I'll take it for now. Okay. I think we've bought everything I'm going to be able to buy for a while. I'd really like to get back down and do some of the lower rank rooms. Clock tower tomorrow. You will start with 1 key for each tomorrow room in your house, so there'll be at least 1. But that's a dead end, which I don't want right now. I'll take a spare terrace. Yeah. Compass. I might be able to do something with that in the workshop. None of this is what I want to be happening. Okay, kitchen. I can buy food. That's fine. Let's buy some food. 5 steps for every green room in your house. It's 15 steps because we have an aquarium, which counts as green. I'll also take the club sandwich. And now we're looking pretty good. What will be the food today? What do you need me to do? Wild quail, plus 10 if you have a trophy room. Is today the day we have a trophy room? Oh, so we'll get an extra 10 steps from the dining room today. That's nice. Okay, we'll head back down. Should I do the long journey back to chapel now? I think I should do it later. I will take Paula. All right, everyone, you know the rules. At least one is telling the truth. At least one is lying. Only one contains the gems. The empty boxes both have true statements. The blue box has a true statement. This box contains the gems. You and you work together fine, but then everything would be true, so that doesn't work. Have we looked at workshop to see if Winding Key does anything here? We haven't. We can wait. I can go back to it. What does black say? This box contains the gems, but I'm thinking about hanging on to the Winding Key. I think Rowan's quite right. We should see if it does anything with what we have. Courtyard would be very, very nice here. Really, really nice here, actually. All doors unlocked. We can bonk this. That's very good. Metal detector is fantastic. That'll help us get more keys. 2 more gems. And another dig spot. Okay, nothing there, but still good. I can get to the workshop pretty quickly from here. Oh, and now there's more stuff in here. Thank you, metal detector. Okay. It does not appear on the list. We cannot use it for this. But let's see what we can make with what we have. Okay, hang on. That makes a detector shovel, which we've done before, right? Shovel, compass, dowsing rod. We've done before. That still might be useful. Okay. Compass. Compass and battery pack makes an electromagnet? That is new. Okay. I think we should do the compass and the battery pack for an electromagnet because we've never done it before. You're more likely to draw mechanical rooms while drafting and automatically cut coins and keys when entering a room. That seems very good. That might pair well with a detector shovel. I haven't done dowsing. What did dowsing rod do? Does anyone remember what dowsing rod did? I can't without a battery. Okay. Then I'll take a detector shovel. So we have a magnet and we have a detector shovel. And the detector shovel, greater chance of winning coins and keys, much greater chance of finding coins and keys while digging. That seems very useful. I'm thinking right now about walking all the way back to chapel and getting those 2 extra rooms, and I'm going to do it. Oh, we're picking stuff up as we go because it's spread coins everywhere. That's very fun. It's gonna take 2 extra steps. That's fine. And then we can go straight all the way through here to chapel. Compass plus shovel equals dowsing rod. I think it also needs a battery because it didn't give me the option. Oh no, compass was with the... Okay, it's because it needed the compass. Okay. I'm going to take a dark room because it gives us a chance of filling this up. I'll spend a gem. Let's see what we get. The boiler room. Well, I'm happy with the boiler room as standard. Okay. I'll walk into the room in case there's anything there it wants to zap up. No, there isn't. Okay, let's head back up. I can lose an extra 2 steps in gym again. I think I will. Hello, dogs. You've been very good. After digging up lots of stuff, does anything change up here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Lab. Workshop. Aquarium. I'm gonna head for the courtyard. We've never had a mechanarium. The mechanarium has 1 door for each key room. Gear room in your house. Well, we have the boiler room, security. Oh, that's it. So it'll be a 2-door room. Unless it counts the mechanarium, then it'll be a 3-door room, which is very good. We've never had mechanarium. I should be able to choose the rarity of it, right? I would like you to be standard. Alright. That's to turn on the foundation. 1, 2, we have 4 doors. I don't know what this means. Why 4 doors? Locked. Are they all locked? You're not locked. Oh, wow. I should have made this common. Can this open all the doors? Oh, wow. Well, it opened the western door anyway. Silver key. Let's open a room the same room with many doors. Okay. Okay. Okay, and these doors are locked. Can I special key this? Okay, and so the locked doors are the doors that lead us to new rooms. I'm gonna take a passageway here because it's gonna increase our allowance. Okay. I can use my last key here. Did I just look at the floor? Okay, yes, I will look. I will do that. Oh, I would love an attic, but I don't think I want to risk that. I'd love a utility room, but I don't think I want to risk that. I'll stick a conference room here for the doors. Let's look at the floor. Oh, yeah. Oh, it moves! So it's like a transparent floor and we can see the gears moving. That was a good heads up. Thank you, Doctor. Okay. Okay. This is fun. Our eastern door is open. Oh, okay. That was a bit scary. But that was just the magnets giving us the key. Ugh, yuck. Okay, that's a door we can't use. But we have a lovely little passageway going on. So. Ooh, I can't take the rotunda, but that would be very, very good. Oh, no. Oh, I really wish I could take the rotunda. I have to take this. I need to find a key card or draft a room that... a utility room. Is what I need to do. Otherwise, this run is donezo. You can open the locked mechanarium door now. I think I already opened all the locked... Oh, I opened all the doors in the mechanarium. Hot Brute, hello and welcome! Goodbye, Eldritch Lesbian. You should definitely sleep. I'm on the side of you getting some sleep. I hope you rest well. Alright. Billiard room is fine. Alright, we're gonna do some maths. 4. 12 and 4 is 16. I think that's minus 5 is 11. Times 2 is 22. Divided by 11 is 2. Is that what they all are? It's been a while. Yes. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Divided by 4 is 2. Divided by 1 is 2. Yes? Did I do something wrong? There we go. Okay. I don't know what the yellow... Oh, no. Oh, no, it's after yellow. It means you do it after yellow. So 20 minus 16 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. Times 3 is 9. Times 2 is 18. Okay, I remembered a lot of that. Oh, secret garden key. Don't mind if I do. Although we've already got that door open. I'm still not unhappy about it. I mean, I would really like a utility. A utility closet will let us open the foundation door. But it closes off all our options up here. Do I care more about trying to get the achievement? Or do I care more about opening that room up there? But then what am I trying to achieve by going up there? I kind of think I should take the observatory. Oh, but today's like a breaker box run, isn't it? Where Des says you wanted to go to room 46, right? Or not anymore? I think Rowan says we have the note. So I don't need room 46. Coral says there are 3 stages of understanding mathematics. 1, there's so many of these and they're really complicated. 2, actually when you get down to it, all of this is just counting or geometry. 3, counting and geometry are actually the same thing and it's all sets all the way down. Rowan says observatory? We're going observatory. I mean, this might give us useful things as well. Everything's on sale. Sure. Apples are extra delicious. Sure. +1 key. Sure. Okay. We continue on. I don't think I can secret garden here. Oh, a dining room. Yes, a dining room. Very yes. This is very, very good. We probably would have run out of steps now I think about it if we'd gone the other way. We have a trophy room, so we get an extra 10 out of this. Stuffed wild quail, by the way. Alright, we're looking pretty good now. Oh, hello, Ren. Hello. A kitten has arrived. How's it going? Hello. Do you want to curl up in my arms while I play? You're gonna walk over the mouse area and get in the way? That's fine too. Whatever you like, little girl. Hang on. No, okay, I can't use my secret garden key here. Come here. Come here, Ren. Come on, sit over here. Good girl. Oh, hang on. Is that a rank 9 music room? That's what we want, right? Showroom sale. Oh, that's a good point, Rowan. Rank 9 music room might give us the... Oh, she's found the pen. Okay, that's my pen, Ren. Sorry. I have to take this. I have to take this. I have to take this. My allowance has been raised. Rank 9 music room. The major key might be a sanctum key. It is! Woo! Yeah! Oh, this is a confetti moment. I've been trying to do this for ages. Where's my confetti? Oh, why is this on the wrong screen? Oh no, taking the screenshot messed everything up. Here we go! Ta-da! Yet another sanctum key! Alright, we gotta get into the, Oh. Ren's lying on my notes, just so everyone knows, and her tail's across the keyboard, so... And her butt is on my phone now that I'm looking at it. I don't like that, Ren. So she's a little bit inconvenient right now. That's fine. Cladamacra says, I still wonder about the chairs, though. Well, they appear to be in the same places as last time, so... If that becomes clear, we'll find out. Okay, did I take the other key? It should have auto-given it to me. Okay. We have to get into the foundation now. Now I can use the secret garden key. But I think I won't, because I don't really want the secret garden right now. Sure, I'll take a solarium. More likely to find rare and unusual rooms. We've got a gem. Ren, is this really what you want to be doing? Don't kiss my drinking glass. I don't like that. Okay. Girl says pay attention to me. Exactly, yeah. She loves company and attention and everything. She even liked going to the vet somehow. She was scared, but she just wanted to go back. She's just a weird little cat. Alright. If you don't like me touching you while I'm using the keyboard, it might help you, Ren, if you didn't lie on my keyboard. Don't kiss my drinking glass. I'm gonna take this away. Okay. Cladamacker says, I wish the bunnies liked the vet. I'm sure she will. I'm sure this will change the moment something bad happens at the vet, but... And she was very scared. She just didn't act it in any way. Okay. I still cannot open the conference room. So, am I gonna lose the sanctum key? Ooh. I need a utility room. I hope we keep it. It's like yellow. It's like its own thing. But I think maybe that's just telling me it's like a special item. Like, I don't know. I have no way to get another room here. Hello, Ren. Big stretches? Big stretches? You're a good girl. You're a very good girl. Yeah. We have the necklace, right? No, we don't. We could go buy that. And hope and see what we get. That's a really good idea, Des. Thank you. I'm assuming that was Des. I can't actually see chat very well. Ren is in front of it. You're in front of chat. Good girl. Okay. So to get to the gift shop, Mechanarium. Okay. Oh, not the gift shop. I need to get to the showroom. This is not the way I want to go. I want to go this way. Parlor, kitchen, spare terrace. Oh no. I want to go gift shop, aquarium, workshop, lab, showroom. Okay. We cannot access the foundation. The boat has been left on the wrong side, and we have a keycard door between us and that way. So we just simply can't get there. And there's nothing we can do about that. Oh, she's gone to bed. Okay, I can put everything back. And when I say gone to bed, I mean she's gone to the bed right next to my desk. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but, you know, sometimes that's just how it is. Workshop. Lab. Alright, let's get the moon pendant. If you call it a day while wearing the moon pendant, you will start tomorrow with 2 of the items in your inventory. Well, we're wearing it. And we are calling it. Ooh. Garden shopping center again. Got a lot of shops. We also had a lot of gear rooms, which I think will help us the next day. Did we take that? Okay. Save and continue. Ugh, I wish I had a more comfortable chair. My back is killing me. I hope we have the sanctum key, but if we don't, we know how to get it. We're up to 32 allowance! Yeah! Okay, we do not have the sanctum key. That is really disappointing. We need to get into the foundation and move our boat back to the correct side, because this is very irritating. But we have the wrench and the detector shovel. That's pretty good. It's okay, we know how to get it back. Rank 9 music room. Dang it, RNG, says Des. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. It could be a schoolhouse run again. Do we want to do another schoolhouse run and see if we can get higher than grade 6? Or do we want to pick a wild berry and see what we get? But I do think we have all the rooms unlocked for here, so I don't think we're getting anything we haven't seen before. I'm tempted by schoolhouse run and hanging on to our berries. Run to schoolhouse. Des is probably best to go foundation this run. Yeah, but we can do both. Is the nice thing. All right. There's a lot to do on the way up to the foundation. We've got our berries still, which is very good. I'm going to try and give us a really strong foundation as we travel. Let's have a tree. No. Classroom is good, though. And I'll take it. Okay. This is classroom 1. No one cares about classroom 1. But we can redraft that room like a bunch, which is cool. Well, at the moment, probably only the one time, because we only have the one. But, you know, give it a moment. Library synergizes with our classrooms and will give us a rare room. I think I want the gems, though. We're going to go parlor. At least one is telling the truth. At least one is lying. And only one contains the gems. The gems are in another box. The truth is on another box. This is something about another. The words another box are on another box. This is true. Because the words another box are on another box. The truth is on another box. But the truth is also on this box? Is this a paradox? Or is that just true? White must be true because black is true. Okay. I'm wondering about the mechanics of the truth is on another box. If that's saying that this isn't true. But yeah. So blue is false. So gems are in blue? Yeah, okay. That one was fine. A nice 3 gems. It's not really going in the direction I want, but I'll take it anyway. We'll take another classroom. This is grade 2. I'm detecting some stuff. Here we go. That's nice. Another classroom. I feel like that might actually leave us in a bit of a bad situation. We'd only have 2 more doors. I'm going to take a hallway here instead and get the key. Yeah. Cool. Ugh. I'm picking a berry. No! No, the RNG is being bad! Okay. I do not like the shape of this house at all. Let's have a look at redrafting out of the schoolroom. We get 3 redrafts. A gym only loses 2 steps, but I'm going to redraft with 3 redraws. I can't take a classroom. That ends the run and gains us nothing. I'll take a corridor. Yeah, that seems fine. I'll take a gym and lose 2 steps to have the 2 doors. I'd like to get round to the other side again. It's a very low dining room and doesn't gain us anything right now. I'm gonna pick a wild berry. Don't give me a laundry room. Secret passage, that's fine. I would like a green room. Yay. I'll take a spare terrace for now and make all of our green rooms free. Yeah. We're heading back over. Classroom ends it. These all end it? No, no. Okay, I have to pick my last berry. Ugh. A music room just where we don't want it. Whatever. Maybe today we can get the boat back over the right side. That would be a big help. Can I head back to the gym? I think this day is going to be over really soon, though, to be honest. It's not going great. I'll take a library. Okay, a book. This is worth something. New book borrowed by us. By Redford Ewing. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colourful, more verbose, and, as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale, capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. And there's the Hollies, okay. Part 1, The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. Okay. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst, in a time when society was at its worst, and for each crime that fearful travellers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. An easy and well-travelled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands, where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted, and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket, and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. This must be about the founding of Mount Holly, right? A carriage! A carriage is approaching! The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept toward the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound's source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold rim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses, and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage. It was a royal carriage. And even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. Oh, come on. You boy, get out from behind that bush, he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. You startled me half to death coming round the bend of my own drive, and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face. Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behaviour, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was picking berries. Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanour of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the Unholy Hounds picking berries seemed farcical. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy. Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. I know, and what luck I found them. I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to procure this number. The driver bent down for a closer look. And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far. Jasper replied with a scripted response. A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods. My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning. It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jasper had travelled, and while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. Sir, I have travelled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you have tasted them for yourself? Jasper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far. And even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage, so I am ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward. It was Jasper's turn to smile. Then let my efforts reward us both today. He raised the basket even higher. A taste in memory of your youth, sir. The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket, and at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jasper caught the man's startled eyes. And for that taste I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jasper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. Though I will admit the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jasper pivoted to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing toward the carriage door behind him. Jasper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jasper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree, where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jasper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jasper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you were showing me? Jasper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it, secured the final bindings, and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside the carriage was a surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jasper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jasper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, 2 observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all 4 sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Orindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the Old World and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock and would not open easily without a key. Jasper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his indentured position. Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box? Without emotion, the driver replied, There is no key to that box. Jasper stood up. Easy enough, then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jasper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. "You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed." Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. "What is it?" "That's one." Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. One what, you mumbling agentor? That might be a word in another language we haven't used yet. We've been seeing some of that. "And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person?" The man did not seem intimidated. "One pace." He paused for effect. 12 more, and you will be dead." He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had, of course, heard stories of curses, and had never doubted their validity in the past, but now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed? What difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do? To be discovered here, beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries, and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces, and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4, perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be one of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task was too great to chance. And so, after a profound breath, he took his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins, and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function oft secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of the destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud, to the horses seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Okay, there's even more. Part 2, Below the Black Bridge. Is this another story told the same length? Okay. This is a bit tough, but we're going to do it. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered. She was on 3rd watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving to her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to wake the sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She then walked toward the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. I'm taking a pause for a second. Yeah, it does go on, Coral. Dagda says, I've been waiting for you to get this book because I couldn't be bothered to read it all. Yeah. Cross says, I'm not complaining, but it's a bit incongruous with how short all the other books have been. I am complaining. It's not fair that it's so long when all the others have been short. Above her, in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved, and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post, a necessary concession for the concealment the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the silence of the morning. They had been on third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy never. From their elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern, as well as a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Orris and Reddington. The bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travelers passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern-housed bandit it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day there was no shroud to conceal her expressions, nor to hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Ravia touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hounds used in lieu of words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month among the branches. She watched as Ravia shifted, placing her palms on the flat of the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back to the canyon. Squinting through the leaves, the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller, too, heard the sounds of approach. Ravia held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later 2 men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long grey coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, the Blackguard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Black Bridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast were clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Blackguard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravia's eyes met Miller's, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like the typical carriage, cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead of the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had knocked an arrow and drawn her bow. Go! Ravia was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing toward the cave. There was no road that ran below the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls had reached it instantly. The base had been compromised. This was a Blackguard attack. The moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry. Before she even finished processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain, yet she watched as the wheels jolted over the rocky riverbed. A third arrow was now in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front 2 wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Utterly confused now, Miller quickly glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered than Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they both now realized. They had made a mistake. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favourite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child trails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, though deep down she had known that wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower among the nettles of this cave, but he still had thorns, honed by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in the darkness, in the back of one of the larger cavern rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking neighbouring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth. "Hi, Elfie, welcome!" A far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her. But even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder, and intense voices could be heard ahead. Louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave. Her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness, pulling at her. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed 2 bent fingers against Miller's cheek. And with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. 2 bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began. Blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fodrick Lee of the Blackguard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. "Ah," he grinned. "Now they speak." And that is the book. That was very, very long. It has given us some names. Specifically, maybe Captain Fodrick Lee might be something. It has given us some locations that I am not going to flip back through. That was a slog, and I don't really feel like it was worth it at all. I understand why Dada did not bother to read it. Okay. We have 2 classrooms. We need to keep doing classrooms. But we also need to keep up... We need to get back down and draft more rooms. We need to keep up our resources. I'm not going to do room A again. But I might as well take the key. Okay. These are literally all dead ends. And it ends the run. So, that's that for us. Well, that was an absolutely terrible run. Rowan said it was surprisingly compelling. I did not really like the writing of it. It was more compelling than I expected. I did feel like it was just a kind of a little bit of a waste of time for me. I can't use room 8 key, Rowan. There's no more rooms, unfortunately. Oh, Rainy's here. Hello, Rainy. Hello, Keyfowl. I'm sorry, I've missed a lot of people. Rainy says, what do you mean? It was a really cool story. I really liked it. I am not here to read very long stories. I love reading a story. I am currently on a time limit and I don't feel like it gave me anything useful, and frankly, I was not that engaged. I think it was a lot more engaging than I expected when I saw how many words there were, but I still... It was written the way, like, most of the time, it was written very, and then this happened, and then this person did this, and then this happened. Like, it was very, very telling. And telling can be good, but there was just a lot of it. It just felt like a lot. I felt like I was reading a summary of a fairy tale. Rowan says it's a long digression from the plot of the game is the problem. That is the biggest part of my problem. It did feel like a big digression. And now we can't do anything either. So yeah. I'm calling it a day. We're going again. I might have liked it more if I wasn't so grumpy about how long it was and how unhelpful it was. I'll be honest, that does make a big difference to how I feel about things. And my throat is so sore now. Kiva says, is it though? Maybe it's relevant? I mean, I've mentioned I think there's things about it that probably are relevant, but it's so long and annoying to go through that I am probably not going to make any use of any of that. This is oh no sore throat. Well, so you know how I used to be audiobook narrator. Not very long into my audiobook career, I got laryngitis. And I got really bad laryngitis. And that's the kind of throat virus that makes it impossible to speak. And if you try and speak, you could cause permanent damage to your throat. I had it for 8 weeks because the doctors wouldn't help me. They thought I was making a big to-do over nothing. So I received nothing to help with it. And ever since then, my vocal range has been much smaller. And I can't read for very long aloud without getting a very sore throat. It's rubbish, but it is what it is. I think shelter would be good. Oh, I get the gem. Ron says, oh lord, doctors, why? Yeah. When I came in, I asked for help originally, and they said, come back if your throat is still sore after 4 weeks. So I came back at 5 weeks, and the doctor was so angry at me for being there. He, like... You could tell he just thought I was wasting his time, and he just sent me away. And then I was sick for another 3 weeks. And when I say I stopped being sick after 8 weeks, I mean I could barely talk after those 8 weeks for another 3 weeks. But I could talk a little. But it was no longer like razor blades and like... I won't even say the rest of what was going on. It was just very unpleasant. Ugh. Ron says laryngitis is rubbish, but the doctor's ignoring you is the worst. Yeah. I mean, I know, unfortunately, that it's kind of par for the course. Alright. I'm gonna pick a berry and see if we get a conservatory. We never get conservatory here. Doctor says I used to get laryngitis a lot and always managed to get antibiotics for it, but the first time it happened, it was so bad they thought I had really bad tonsillitis. When they realized I didn't have any tonsils, they suddenly paid more attention. Yeah. It was probably the worst 8 weeks of my life. It was really bad. And then after those 8 weeks, almost immediately COVID started. And we went into lockdown. So it was just a pretty rough year. It's hard and it's so painful, says Doctor. It really is. Quarrel says we live in a world where medical abuse and neglect are just to be expected and nothing about that is okay. Yeah, absolutely. I can take a berry. Don't give me a laundry room. I hate them. Servants' quarters? Well, we don't get anything in here because we don't have any bedrooms. So that's one key. Yeah. We've done all of this before. Well. I'm gonna pick a berry again in this corner. I would love a conservatory, No, I'm not going to pick a berry. I'm just going to take the corner. It's just going to give you the laundry room. I don't think the berries is actually that good. Your gems. This isn't the skull, is it? This is something else. Green rooms contain special flowers with gems. Okay. That was very good. Anyway, enough about that. Now on to this. A lab would be very nice. No items. Each time you eat an apple, immediately or while drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan. Set your steps to 40. Permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. Add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool. I could add 1 gold to my allowance every time I eat an apple. That could be quite good. 3 aquariums in the drafting pool would be really useful today, but I'm gonna do the gold. Okay. Anyway, sorry I'm so grumpy. Reading that whole thing made me really grumpy. And I'm glad everyone else enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it. I'm just grumpy. Chapel is fine. Yeah, that's not a bad location for a passageway, honestly. I would like some more doors heading up. Let's carry on along this level for now. A drawing room would be fantastic. Redraw. I don't have any of the green rooms, so patio is not actually ideal here. But it's the only one that takes us in the direction we want, so I will do it. I don't think we have a shovel, do we? We don't have anything. We have nothing, which is unfortunate. Let's use the drawing room door that we can redraft, first of all. Sure, I'll take a spare terrace here. We do pretty well on gems at the moment. And a security would be great. Second says, what is the plan? Our boat is on the wrong side of the reservoir, so we need to get to the foundation and put it back to the other side so that our runs work. The other problem we have is that we drafted a music room at rank 9 and got a sanctum key, and then we couldn't use it before the run ended. So we need to do that again. Other than that, not much at the moment. Anyway, lovely to have you here, Sergen. Brian says we should have got screenshots instead of you reading it aloud. I like reading things aloud is the trouble. Just when you're already streaming, so you have to talk a lot, and then I just didn't want to do that. It just interrupted the game. Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. There was always the chance that it was going to give us some really useful information, but I feel like it gave us some mildly useful information if we go back and dig in, which I'm not going to. Well, I'll get the gems back. I will put a trophy room here. Okay. I still feel like there must be more to this room, but we just don't know what it is. Kind of a waste of a courtyard. Let's do a billiard room and get some more keys. Okay, it's time for maths, everyone. Ron says it must have had something useful, but meh. I mean, some of it was kind of cute and interesting. It had some really cool, like, fairy tale symmetry in the first one, where it not kind of circularity to the storytelling. I liked the way it led into the next one. And the next one, the relationship between the two scouts was really cute. But yeah. Anyway, 32 minus 10, 22 minus 8. My brain is like pudding right now. What's 22 minus 8? 14? No, that must be 16. No, 14. Okay, thank you, Second. My brain is, all that reading has really messed me up. You'd think I don't do reading all day, every day, and yet here we are. 10. 10 minus 2 is 8, minus 4 is 4, minus 1 is 3, times 2 is 6, times 1 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1, divided by 1 is 1. Okay, secret garden key. Kind of would have rather had other keys, to be honest, but that's fine. Oh, oops. Okay. Quarles' basic mental arithmetic is also currently escaping me. Oh. You were doing great at the logic puzzles, though. Let's take a commissary. Let's get some items, because we are very poorly equipped. A shovel. A sleeping mask. A metal detector. And you know what? Also the salt shaker. That's a lot of good items. Bedroom. Yeah. A sleeping mask will give us more steps. We're going to get more of everything because we have the more keys and coins because we have the metal detector, which is really nice. I'll take pantry. Rainey says, my video game philosophy is if a part doesn't make sense or seems confusing, then you likely got to that point too early. It happens to me all the time. That and seeing an object I don't have a means to get to yet. Definitely. I definitely think you're right about that, particularly in this puzzle game. Second says, are you liking the berries? I mean, I was really excited about the berries, but I have found that when we pick it, it just gives us dead-end rooms we don't want. So it's not been that useful. I like it in concept. Rainey says, I was so confused during Baldur's Gate because I kept skipping sections. Oh, okay. Ah, an apple. +1 allowance. Okay. We're now up to 33 allowance. That's nice. I guess taking a corridor now seems bad, but it will end the run if I get a dead end. So I can't pick a berry when I have a door on option. I will take the kitchen. How many berries do I even have? I have 2 berries left. I don't need to buy anything. Key. What's dinner today? Glazed salmon. 10 steps for an aquarium. Okay. A courtyard here would be really, really good. Okay. Yeah, this side's not as fertile as the other side, unfortunately. Coins. Gems. Even more gems. I don't have a sledgehammer, do I? I'm not going to spend a key on that. Oh, I do really want, like, a closet or something, but I would kind of like to fill that in. I'm not going to pick a berry. Maybe I do pick a berry? I kind of think I shouldn't care about filling this fully in because that's just not really what we're doing right now. That's just an achievement. So I'm going to take the walk-in closet and hope we get like a key card or something that will help us progress. Because that's what we really need. Okay, a telescope. Lockpick kit. I think this run might also be over. Because we have no way to get... Okay. I can't open that yet. Maybe there's a key card in here. No. Rerolls. Well, that's unfortunate. That's another run where nothing really happened. Got a lot of items we're going to lose, too. That's it. Our boat being on the wrong side is so annoying. It's so annoying. It's causing us so much trouble. Keeble says that's what note-taking is all about, and you have all the moments where you're like, oh, this is finally where the note XYZ is used, and those moments are amazing. A New Clue had a lot of that for me. Well, we haven't worked out a new clue yet, but we've definitely had loads of moments where we've been like, oh, we have all the information we need, which has been really, really good. Anyway. Calling it a day. What time is it? We can try one more run, but I am going to end at 4. Rowan's still mad about a new clue. We'll get there. We'll get there. Rainy says, I just want to get berries of some kind from the store now that we said it so many times. It's funny. Alright, one last run. And we don't have a lot of time for it, but maybe we could at least get our boat back to the right side, or we could get the Sanctum key that we got and use it. $33 coins. Tool shed it is. Hammer and shovel is about my favorite drawer on special items, so I'm very happy with that. Let's see if the berry does anything this time. We picked the berry. Nope, servant's quarter again. Does it do the same room for each location you pick it in? Doesn't seem like it should. Alright, this run is already looking exactly the same as the last run, which just does not fill me with confidence. Ah, conservatory! Now that's a welcome change. And there was a key. Okay. Let's change some rarities. Rotunda. I don't think Rotunda should be rare. I love Rotunda. It is expensive, though. Unusual sounds good. Master bedroom. I feel like we've only had master bedroom once. And we had it in rank 9. Can it only be drafted in rank 9? Because if that's true, I might want it more common. Was there anything in there we were missing? I think, okay, well, rare's fine. Ron says rare's fine. Let's just leave that there. Clock tower. Tomorrow you start with 1 key more for each room you draft today. I bet there's more to do in the clock tower. But I don't know that we desperately want it. I might keep leaving this here. Sullivan says, did you craft anything new? We crafted a magnet. That was fun. I'm exiting. I'll just leave that how it is. None of that was that exciting, unfortunately. We move on. That will be no good, right? The library will turn right into the hallway. I think that's no good. Or does the library turn the other way? Which way do the library doors go? If the library turns the other way to the reading nook, then we can take this now. Rowan says, I feel like we really need to make some common rooms rare. I'm with you, yeah. It's no good? Okay. I'll take a kitchen then. Library can appear going either way. Library has the same layout as reading nook. Okay, yeah. I don't think it can appear going either way. A showroom will get us an extra 10 steps. Yeah, drawing room seems fine. We'll get the gem back. Everyone wave goodbye to the chair that is somehow significant. Goodbye, chair. I can redraw. And I shall. I guess corridor it is. I don't really want to spend my last gem here. I'll take a bedroom. Rowan says, I know the last library had the same layout as reading nook. I don't think any of the rooms vary layout. I agree. I don't think they do. The layout doesn't vary, but it can appear in either rotation. Well, it depends on which way you're facing it. So, it was still relevant because it was on the same row. Now I could take a reading nook. I'd really like something with doors going both directions. I'm gonna take, that's my last gem. I'll take a reading nook. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it does always do the same as the reading nook, which is really annoying. Paula. I don't think we need a book anyway. Alright, at least one is telling the truth, at least one is lying, only one contains the gems. The black box is not empty. The statement on the black box is true. A box with a false statement contains the gems. If you're true, then you are true. Which would mean this is false. The black box is not empty. Okay, and you would contain the gems. This seems straightforward. That seems like that is the answer. Suggins says no upgrade yet to this room. Nope, we don't have very many upgrades. Am I right that it's just in the blue box? Alfie says, yay, mimic logic. That works? Yeah, let's do it. I'm getting better at mimic logic. Courtyard, cost 1 gem, gives 2. I think that's more what we want right now in terms of layout. $233 deposit box key. We need to take vault in case that's a deposit key we haven't used. Oh, but I have 4 keys, so I will go this way. Well, there's a vault, but that ends this whole side of the... Well, it is what it is. We're going in and we're using the deposit key. This is a short run anyway, right? Be good to do the showroom today after getting Chapel. We could buy it out. Okay, anything else here? No. 233. That is not the one we've already had. That's very, very good. 233. Okay. A bunch of money. Allowance increased by 2. This is another of our mum's passports. Fen Aries. Compromised. Grey Daniels. Ah. Well, we already have that sigil. Oh, okay, hang on. Which passport are you for? You're also for Fen Aries. And you're the same sigil. Yes? But maybe if we get other passports, they will give us sigils we don't have. Because we've done that one. Wait, Pentagon? No, we haven't. Pentagon is the one we need to do. At the end. No, it's Diamond. It's Diamond we haven't done. I think it's Diamond we haven't done. Yeah, we did Pentagon. Oh, hello, Milk Crate. Is this game like The Sims? You build houses and stuff? Yeah, pretty much, Milk Crate. This is Milk Crate. This is your first time in my chat, but I recognize you from my friend Sambiance's chat. So, hello. All right. Well, that's interesting. We can get more sigils from there, I would guess. Let's see what we can do. Adds locker room, sauna, pump room. I don't really want any of them. I'm gonna take gym. Oh, we have shelter. No, that was last run. We've done so many runs. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's a great place for chapel. So I can say pool, no questions asked. Sorry. Billiard room. Let's do some maths. Oh no, let's take an observatory. Wait. Oh, that costs a gem. Let's do some maths. Just some normal Sims maths for Milk Crate. Milk Crate says you have a very kind voice. Thank you. 15. Okay, 12. Minus 4. So we have 8. Times 2 is 16. Minus 16 is 0. I've done something wrong. No, divided by 16 is 1. Okay. 2 time... Wait, why? That's wrong. Is that wrong? This is multiply. This is subtract, but this is now pink. I don't know what to do with this. Oh no, and this is subtract, but it's in the multiply. They mean something different. I don't know what they mean. Oh no, the math is too complicated for us because we don't have the symbols we need. This doesn't go high enough. Second says I think it's the same. I guess we have to try. If we said 2 minus 8, then that would be... But does it matter, or does it matter about the color? Maybe that's the... Let's say the color is the same. Do you think it means 2 times 8 is 16? Minus 15 is 1? Okay, let's see. That appears to have been right. That appears to have been right. Same colors. Okay, yeah. Multiplying before subtracting. Okay. Okay, that really threw me. 2 times 11. 22 minus 12 is 10. Okay, we got through it. Even though there was new... They changed the Billiard maths, but we still did it. Keefall says you did have the equivalent classroom, right? I don't know that we've had... We haven't had it in a while. I would love a spare terrace, but I think maybe a walk-in closet and we'll take the items. As this is a dead end. That's a new item. The heck is this? Oh, it's a cupcake that we ate for 10 steps. That's cool. 2 gems. And a lockpicking kit. Pretty nice. Roll says we did, but this is the first time that puzzles mix up the positions of the colors on us like that. Yes. Exactly. It did kind of intuitively make sense that it's the order and it's just changed the colors because they're in a different order, but like I still struggled with that. I still did really struggle with that. All right, second, I'm taking the pool and I won't ask any questions. Oh, keycard. Yes. The number of runs that have been scuppered because we don't have a keycard. Spare terrace. Compass. Okay, I don't want a sauna here. I guess I'll take a commissary? What have we got? A set of gems for 10? Sure. We have a lot of coins. I'm going to take some keys. Okay. So I guess it's everything? I mean, we really could. I kind of want to keep a lot of money on us for the showroom, but don't know what we'll get. We're not drafting lock that music room until we get to the very top, so I guess observatory it is. Can we just replace that gem? There we go. Okay, please be good stuff today. That's the skull. We won't click it. It makes dead ends more common. The sail. Ugh. Great. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today. Well, I like that. The sail could still be useful to us, so I'm not too upset. I don't want to lose half my steps. I will take the lab. S says sorry, didn't ask the stars to be nice. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. They just weren't going to do it today. We've had good stars a lot recently. Each time you find some trash while digging, for each bedroom you draft after your second or immediately, gain 3 gold for each bedroom in your house, gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house, or set your dice to 2. I would really love to set my dice to 2. I think we have a shovel today. Let's, each time we find trash while digging. There's nothing else we can kind of do with that, so. Hello, lockpicking kit. Lockpicking kit has been very good. It's not really very good for us. Wildberry it is. A rotunda. Now that is very good for us right now. I have to use a key. Okay. I really couldn't want the weight room less, but the game really wants me to take it. On the other hand, if we get to the foundation, this run will not be for naught. I'll take a secret passage. I know I can rotate it. I'm just not rotating it right now. Let's take a hallway, and maybe it will have a lot of doors. Oh, a great hall. I do have 6 keys and a lockpicking kit. I think I'll take it. Why are you trying to get the foundation? Our boat is on the wrong side of the reservoir, which has been causing us a lot of problems. I need to go down through the foundation to get my boat back to the correct side so that my runs aren't all completely annoying. Okay. Cool. Doors here are security locked. We have a key card, I think, on this run, so that's fine. Great news. Stick a cloister there, and all is well. Let's dig up some garbage as well. That'd be really useful right now. Nope. All good stuff, unfortunately. We can dig in the foundation. I'm not going to do that yet, though. I'm going to keep going with the doors that we have. A music room at rank 9 would be really, really good. No music room. I cannot take the trophy room. I don't have enough gems. I'm going to pick my last berry. I could freeze my accounts for today. And then we just go through the foundation and then we have an extra 89 next time. That's a little tempting. Should I pick the berry and see what we get, or should I go freeze it? Because I have to end in 15 minutes regardless. So we could just go get our boat to the correct side. And we still got other doors we can do. But obviously I won't be able to spend any more gems today. The lights on the interface are showing the rarity of the rooms. Oh. I did not notice that. Ron says those are both good. Let's do freezer. All right, let's do freezer. The next day, we're going to have a lot of money. I don't think there's anything we can grab in here without the melty majig or without using the furnace. So let's just move on. I can't spend gems, so what I can draft in this house from here on is not going to be very good. So what I should do then is I should go into the foundation now and start drafting from that side. So wait. Closed exhibit. Cloister. Foundation. Can we dig anything up? An old shoe. Which should give us 2 dice. There we go, yeah. A turnip. A rock. So it sets dice to 2, doesn't it? So that shouldn't give us a 2 or more. Yeah. Look, can I place up here? Let's see if we can get a music room. I think a music room costs a gem. We'll set up for tomorrow again. Tomorrow you'll start with 20 extra steps. Sure. Oh yeah, I can't actually pick that up. West Wing Hall. Sure. The sauna unfroze me! Oh no! Wait, that's kind of useful though. I'm gonna pick a wild berry and see if we get a music room up there. We did! Yes! Redemption! Confetti, 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 confetti. We can go freeze ourselves again. That's fine. This is a confetti moment. We are witnessing redemption! Oh, this stream has been so demoralizing. But we did it. We got the sanctum key back. Okay. I have the steps I need to take that back. I kind of don't need to... Let's just go and do the foundation now, and then I'll come back up and freeze stuff. Whew! Doctor, were you here when we got the sanctum key earlier and then we couldn't get to the foundation to use it? Oh, it was so frustrating. You were? So you understand just how great this is. Sure, keycard. Doctor says I'm livid. It took me over 30 runs to get it once. Don't be mad. I would quit streaming if things got that bad. So, it would all be over. Oh, hang on. I just need to... Yeah, I need to go around through there. I'm gonna go open the door. Just because I can. Then we're gonna take the boat back over. Still so curious. Now, I'm gonna say I am unequivocally happy we took berries. Every berry has been disappointing until that berry. Okay. We have another sanctum key. I will permanently open this. Don't let me forget to take the boat back over. Oh, we're not going to be able to do this yet, are we? Mountain? I don't think we have mountain. Mountain is Arch Aries. It's northern, it has storms, it's wild and untamed. So we don't have the transport. Isn't there a lever in the Great Hall too? There is, yeah. And we probably have the keys to get it. I'm just wondering if we can do anything here. I don't think we have the info we need to do this sanctum. Well, we know the Arch Aries. What color is Arch Aries? Yellow. Okay. Okay. Let me go look at the screenshot. Rowan's very useful screenshots. Let me see if I can find the ones for the book. I assume it's in screenshots and not in underground. But I don't know. Okay, maybe I just need Rowan to tell me where I'm looking. To find realms and sigils. Realms and runes. I think it might be in underground. It does not seem to be in... Oh, I found the note I've been looking for. First key found here on the furthest rank. Which we got. Second key locked tight in the vault of a bank. We haven't got that one yet. The third is high up among all the clocks. We got that one. The fourth down below beneath all the docks. We haven't got that, but we know how to drain the reservoir. The fifth is held by a king on his throne. We don't have that, and I don't think it's enclosed exhibit. The sixth is in a station left by one of your own. We got that one. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. We got that one. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8, which we've opened. No, wait, sorry. It was the room 8. So we did do that. So we're just missing the bank, below the docks, and the king on his throne. Hang on. Bank. Below docks. King on his throne. Sorry, I just got distracted. I'm putting that down because I never find that note. Rowan says history of Orindia is in books, and so is Realm and Rune. Okay, oh, there's books. Okay. This tab doesn't want to open. Oh no. Okay. There's a new clue. Ramen room. Okay. So yeah, mountain is Arch Ares. We did know that. We don't know the transport. We know the weather is stormy, which is zigzaggy rays. They said it is wild and untamed, so perhaps it's tribal, so it's the asterisks for the moats. And the border should be yellow, which is spiky. Let's see what we can do. So the moat's already in there, which we think we want. I think oh no, but you have to work your way out from in. So I'm not going to be able to kind of just work that out. We're missing transport. And we're missing... Transport is rays. Number of rays and position. What is that? No, rays is just transportation, which we don't know. Arch Ares. We simply don't know. Well, I might just leave that for today then. And if we suddenly think we remember where some of that information is, then we can look that up again. It might have been something in the history of Orinda? Let me have a look in the history of Orinda. King Desolates was the 4th era. Okay, yeah, cool. Arch Ares. It's wild and untamed. Land of Storms. We've got that. We don't have the transport. I think we just don't know. I think we just don't know. Don't forget the boat. Thank you, Clyde. This is open now. We can get back as long as I place the heckin' boat back on the right side, which I'm gonna do right now. Thank you again to Rowan for your amazing archive keeping. You've been so fantastic. Yeah, I'm just gonna go take the boat back. Because we're basically at the end of the stream as well. I do need to stop. We could do... If I have the steps, I'll go and do a couple more rooms in the house. Quarrel says Rowan is best librarian. Absolutely. Guess skip the boat ride. Okay. The boat is on the correct side. Also, we could freeze our accounts. What? Oh, it's a glitch. The wires are disappearing and there's just a light glowing? I think that's just a graphical glitch because of the wires. Oh yeah, most of the house has disappeared. I guess the game did not like us, oh, there we go. It was a graphical glitch. Alright. What doors do I have? Pool. Sure. Would the Great Hall lever let us into the back room? It would let us into the antechamber. If we had a door to the antechamber working. We only have the southern antechamber door available. So I don't think it would be helpful to us. I mean, I'll probably try and get it anyway. I have the keys. Whenever you enter the ballroom, set your gems to 2. Whatever, I won't freeze. I can freeze the money. We're in the ballroom. Sure, I'll put an aquarium here. It's interesting that the sauna can unfreeze you. That's a fun interaction. Jabal says I got a "you must call it a day" screen, which was enjoyable. I don't think this little spoiler is explicitly a glitch outcome. Oh, how interesting. Yeah. That is fun. Rotunda's closed. West Wing. I could really use drafting another room. Okay. Closed exhibit, Great Hall. All right, we've got some keys and some lockpicking kits. Let's see what we can do. Here is another room. Sure, I'll take in archives. I'd rather keep the gems in case we get something more interesting. Sure. A workshop? It's not very useful to us right now. The letter is H. Okay. That's that done. Anything I couldn't make before that I could make now? Dowsing rod we've had. Electromagnet we've had. No. Nope. No. I can make a dowsing rod just for the heck of it. While drafting, dowsing rod points toward rooms that may contain more items than usual today. Yeah, that's fine. We're rapidly running out of steps. I'll take an archived room in the hopes that it has food in it. It doesn't. Food, please. Nope. Oh, there's a gem in there, but I'm not sure it's worth the step. A dining room would be really good right now. Otherwise, the run is over. Geist bedroom. I don't think I have a mask or anything, do I? No. I can't even walk far enough to use these dice, unfortunately. But hello, Death. It's lovely to see you. We haven't had you first thing for a while. Which is why I think these runs have been going so poorly. Okay. I don't think it was worth it for the freezer. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it would have been. We're done, and we're going to call it a day on the whole stream. You know what? That's had some real ups and downs today. I'm really glad we've opened another sanctum room. We need to work on finding out the transport for Arch Ares. But yeah. Other than that, pretty good. We might be able to brute force Arch Ares, but I think it'll just take a bit of time because it'll keep resetting stuff. So we could give that a go. Next stream. When brain work, we can give that a go. Currently, brain is not working very well. I feel wrung out. I think reading that really long book to no purpose just really just wore me out. Like, emotionally. I was like, oh wow, we finally bought this book. We're gonna learn so much. And then I read for a really long time and learned very little and was kind of annoyed as well. And like, that just really wore me out. And then of course we lost the Sanctum key very early on. And even though we got it back, which is incredible, and we did manage to open it again, it was just like, oh, we've had a lot of disappointments today, even though we've ended on a bit of a higher place. Anyway, let me go to my end screen. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your help. Thank you to all you more knowledgeable players for not spoiling me at all. I really appreciate it. You've all been wonderful. I will be back to play some more on Friday. I think Friday is a bit up in the air because I have to go to an appointment not long before the stream, and I might just be too exhausted and spell slotless to do anything, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll be back on Friday. Regardless, I wish you all a lovely rest of the week, and hopefully I will see some of you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.